Book 101 review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. One of his advocacy bringing light to underserved content and underrepresented filmmakers. And of course, the president of Mumetu, Mr. Bryan Louzil. Welcome, Mr. Bryan, on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Well,
Mm.
first of all, thanks for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so my name is Bryan Louzil, and I'm the president of Momitu. So Momitu is a free streaming service that you can download on your smart TVs, your Roku, Fire TV, even your Apple and Android devices. And we mainly focus and specialize on underserved content, like you mentioned. So it's going to be independent films, international films that rarely make it to North America, and also classics. So as we like hearing kind of where everything comes from and seeing where all the cinema comes from, the history. But outside of that, I also founded a film festival for college students called the Momitu College Film Festival, where we host the films of student filmmakers across North America. We even had a couple from Canada this past year. 83 films from 38 different colleges that were represented, and we put all their films up on Momitu for 30 days and invite all the winners to Hollywood to screen their films in person. It's a great opportunity, not just for representation, but also for education because we do some panels as well for with some entertainment folks that are professionals, seasoned professionals to teach the kids. And outside of that, like you, I have my own podcast too. So I have a podcast called the More for Me and You podcast, which is what Mo Me Too means. Mo Me Too means more for me and you, and have guests on across the entertainment spectrum to hear about their journeys because most people don't get to hear their journeys. They get to just only see what they're known for. So we kind of go back in time and do that. And then we also do a movie review that they pick that's on Momitu. So a lot of Momitu centric things, obviously, but it's you just wanted to share a lot of the content that is underserved, underrepresented, and share the filmmakers and the stories that typically don't get put to the forefront. So that's me. That's what I do. That's Momi too. And thank you again for having me.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world,
Hey.
Mr.
Bam, bam, bam,
Bryan.
bam.
Thank you. And today, let's talk about the business development of Mumetu. Tell us what it's all about.
Yeah, so I mean, kind of like I mentioned, it's about representing underserved stories, underserved content that rarely presents itself to North American users, and we do it by actually curating all of our content by hand. So we don't use algorithms like typical companies do. If you say go to a platform, another service that presents you content, they're more than likely going to ask you questions like what type of movies do you like? What genres, what directors, what actors maybe you like? And they'll present a profile to you and curate a profile for you that they think they're going to showcase content they think that you're going to like. But unfortunately, you only get about 3 to 5% of the content that's actually on that platform. So what we do is by doing it by hand, you get exposed to content you never knew you loved, never knew you seen. And so by doing so, you may get to experience some genres or niches that you more than likely would have never been presented. But if you like the stuff that you're into, say if you're into horror or comedy or whatever it may be, you can easily just find it by going to our little movies tab, go right into the genres and finding it. So very simple, very easy thing to do. And again, we love representing those underserved stories that typically don't make it to the limelight. That's kind of the basis of a Me Too. We've been around for about 2 years now. We're a very small company, but we're still growing. And just ask that if you're listening to this, go download the app and check it out for yourselves.
Yes. What's the big difference of Mumetu to what they call the other platform, YouTube, on the other one?
Well, YouTube's very big. YouTube's a big streaming service that's worldwide. So we're uh, the only way, in the sense we're similar to YouTube, is that we are ad supported. So we say obviously it's free. There's no subscriptions. Anyone can use it. Anyone can download it. It's very easy. But we're similar more so to if people know maybe Tubi or
To be
Pluto
yes.
or Plex. Very similar in the sense that we are a free ad supported service, but so the barrier to entry is for everyone, right? We want to make sure that everyone can download it, everyone can use it. They don't have to pay a subscription to use it. And uh, as far as what makes us different, is kind of what I mentioned. We hand curate our content so that it is very unique. The content you're presented is different and unique than any other platform would present to you. And it's literally us almost kind of sitting on the couch with you to help you decide what to watch.
Mr. Bryan, at its heart, what fundamental problem or gap in the market does Umeto solve for its users? And how does that drive your entire business development strategy?
You got some solid questions, Daniel. Love it. Yeah. So as far as the user is going to get to experience content that they never knew even existed. I mean, we talked to some filmmakers that have had their content on other platforms, and their watch data or their metrics aren't very strong. And typically, that's just from discoverability. And so if the filmmakers aren't being seen, that means that they're not being showcased to the user, which means the user is only getting presented a certain percentage of the content that's on a platform. They may have to really search and deep dive to find some of the content that's on another platform. Whereas with us, we actually showcase to that and make sure that every film gets an opportunity to be in the front. And every single time that a user uses our platform, it's going to look different. It's going to look unique. It's going to look like, oh my gosh, I never knew this existed. I never knew that maybe someone's really into horror films, but we present them with Korean dramas. And an algorithm more than likely would have never done that. We get to do that on our platform. And all of a sudden, a user may be 5 to 10 Korean dramas deep because they fell in love with them. So, again, it's a lot about discoverability, and for the filmmaker, that's more important than ever because these filmmakers, they struggle so hard to make these films. They scrounge up money to get to make these films as independent filmmakers especially, and their film may or may not be seen. It's kind of sad. So we're trying to bridge that gap to the user and the filmmaker to kind of come together and say, "Hey, let's get them to meet together and see, what works."
The short form video spaces is
Mm.
incredibly crowded
Yeah.
beyond just profound itself. What is Mometo's unique and defensible business mode? Is it a community, the technology, the specific content niche, or something else?
It's a little bit of everything there, but we're not short form. So we do have some short films, but we're not short form content like you would find on, say, an Instagram or TikTok or something like that. We don't get into short form. We typically more so focus on long form content. So movies, TV shows, documentaries. We've had some channels as well, but it is something we're talking about. We're actually because it is popular, right? Short form content's super popular, so we're trying to find a way that we can bridge that gap and make sure we can represent almost both and
Hmm.
find out what a user could use. But there's limitations with that, right? Because that means that maybe someone has to watch it on their phone, right? Versus maybe watching it on their television. And short form content, especially if it's vertical, doesn't look very good on a television.
Looking 5 years out, Mr. Bryan, what does a winning look like for Mumetu? Is it a goal to be a niche community platform or directly challenge the giants in the space?
Yeah, I don't want to keep my eyes on the Giants. I think that's a little lofty of a goal because right now those giants necessarily are owned by large platforms such as large corporations such as say Fox or Paramount, right? Companies that have been around for decades. That's a little tough to push against. I think we'll start small and we'll focus on the small and focus on the small wins of building a community, like you mentioned, to bring together people that are known as cinephiles, people that are independent filmmakers, and the people that support them. We want to be known for. kind of being that home of independent content that you know when you come to Momitu, you're going to find something unique and different. But we have actually already started building those communities. I mean, social media has been great, building on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and bringing together followers and subscribers and what we call friends that are watching our content, but also kind of being part of the experience with us and seeing our growth.
And good luck for that growth, Mr.
Thank you.
Brian, and looking forward for more success. I have a movie 101 review, a podcast which
Oh,
is
cool.
been a 4 season already. I'm inviting you to be part of it. If you want,
Love to.
please do come over and let's review all the movies that you have
Yeah.
on Movie 2. I want
Well,
to
all the
help you
movies
to
would be
grow.
tough, Daniel. All the movies would be tough. We have, over 10,000 titles to choose from, so it's a lot of content.
Awesome.
But, I'm
So
sure we could
choose
find
the
1 or
best
2.
one.
Yeah, I'm sure we could. How about you do that? You choose what you download Momi2, you choose one, we'll both watch it,
Okay,
and we can review it, just like we do on my
let's
podcast. That's what we do.
let's do it. I hope you will be part of my movie 101 review.
Let's do it. I love it.
So, Mobitu's business development must eventually lead to revenue. What is the core monetization philosophy? Is it primarily through advertising, creator partnership, brand collaborations, or a hybrid model you're building towards?
No, it is an ad-supported service. Like I mentioned, we wanna make sure the barrier to entry is very easy for every user. So, if you put a subscription wall there, yeah, it can, generate some revenue that is gonna be potentially repeating, right? But we don't necessarily wanna have a version of Momitu where that wall to entry is different for any user. So, we're gonna keep it very, very simple. We're gonna keep it free, and we also wanna be a low risk for most users, right? Because the economy changes, people go through different circumstances in life, but they should never be voided of their content. They should never be voided of and put in a place where there's a hurdle between between them and watching a movie and just enjoying their downtime. So we'll always keep it free. That's the plan. And yeah, the monetization focus is ad based. There's gosh, I think in 2024, I haven't gotten the stat for this year what it's going to be, but it's we were over $6 billion in revenue just in North America for advertising in the CTV space. So there's a lot of money to be made in this space as far as a business standpoint, but the biggest focus is our users and making sure that that barrier to entry is easy for everyone.
In the very beginning, what was the single most effective tactic for acquiring your first 10,000 dedicated users?
Man, I think I mean, honestly, social media has been such a great factor for us. Just getting on and really reaching out to people to just let them know we're there. There's so many people on social media, but it does take some time and effort to be active, to post regularly, to let people know what content we have. I think that's been the major kind of focus for us to kind of garner that community that we've talked about already.
Interesting, Mr. Brian. And for a new platform, attracting talented creators is a chicken and egg problem. What is your business development pitch to a creator on TikTok or YouTube to convince them to invent their time and energy in Momentum?
Well, is from a content creator standpoint, we're talking about filmmakers, right? So filmmakers always want to have a home for their content. And diversifying that book is always important because, we've already mentioned a couple other companies like Tubi and Pluto and Plex, and those are all great companies. They're great opportunities for people to find content. However, like I mentioned, the discoverability is very different on every platform, right? Everyone builds a different algorithm. So how you find content on one platform is going to be completely different from another. And with us being hand curated, we provide a unique opportunity for the filmmakers to be seen and the users to find them. And so we just pitch that. I mean, it's very simple. A filmmaker needs many opportunities, especially in this day and age where users are quite fickle in the sense of their time, right? They want to make sure that they're spending it wisely. And so if they can't find something on an app, I'm sure you've done this before where you're having dinner with your loved ones and you want to find something to watch and you spend 30 minutes trying to find something and you don't. And then you end up watching something you guys have already seen before or revisiting a rerun, right? As we used to call them. Well, for us, we can be that other opportunity for you to find, but it becomes less about you discovering something and us actually showcasing it to you. So we just want to be another option for someone to be able to come, use our platform, find something very quick and easy, and be able to enjoy it. And so when we talk to filmmakers, that's part of that pitch is just making sure they have unique avenues to get their content out there. One platform isn't going to do it for them. It takes many, many, many platforms to make sure that they're garnering not just eyeballs, but also revenue, because that's what we're here to do is make money for them as well.
Well, Mr. Bryan, as the president of Mumetu, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
Short-term goals, add more users. Long-term goals, add more users. Look, at the end of the day, eyeballs are really important to every platform. And we won't exist without adding more and having people just take a chance on us. So, again, if you're listening to this, take a chance. Go download our app. It's free to use, free to download. There's no risk. Just go check it out for yourself and let us know if it's something you want to check out. And if you want to, go follow us on social media so you can stay up to date with all the unique content that we're coming out with, the new titles we're coming out with, maybe some stuff that we're showcasing that may look interesting to you. Maybe a 60-second clip instead of watching a full trailer may be more enticing and we can actually present that content. So just give us a chance. That's all we can ask for.
Yes, indeed. So, Mr. Bryan, how about Amazon Prime will buy Mumetu? Would you like to let it go?
I mean, that's a hypothetical, right? But I mean, shoot, if Amazon's going to come talking, we would always listen. I mean, we'll never be to the point where we don't listen, but Uh, that's such a hypothetical, crazy question. I don't know if I can answer that, but they did try to dabble into the free space, right? They got into Freebie, then they made Amazon
Hmm.
Prime free for Prime users. So they're already kind of doing it. I don't know if they'd come on and acquire us or not, but hey,
Why
never
not?
say never.
Why not? Amazon was bought lots of bookstores already, so why not?
You never know, man.
You
Yeah, I
never
mean, who
know.
know? They thought they would never be the next Barnes and Noble, and now
Mm,
they became the largest bookstore, which now becomes the largest retailer in a sense of e-retailer
mhm.
around. So then they're getting into gosh, Amazon Fresh, grocery stores, all that stuff. I mean, when are they going to stop? When does it end?
Evolving.
When
Yes,
does
we
it
need.
end?
We need to do that too, Mr. Brian. Evolving. We need
Yeah,
to
I mean,
evolve. So thank you for that, Mr. Brian. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey? And good luck to your goals. And looking forward for more success.
yeah, I mean, so as far as a book goes, man, there's so many books out there, right? I'm
Yes.
actually, what's interesting, Daniel, is I'm not a massive reader.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't grow up. If you ask me, say, do you want to read the book or watch the movie? It's always I want to watch the movie. That's just how it was. But no,
Yes.
there was many books to kind of choose from that I've read over the time, and one that came to mind was a book called "Activate Your Greatness" by Alex Toussaint. And so, if you're not familiar with Alex Toussaint, he's actually more well known as a Peloton instructor. And so, if you haven't
Oh,
read a Peloton, like a bike or
yes.
they're known for the bikes. They sold a lot of them during COVID. I wish I had bought Peloton stock during COVID. It would have been a smart
Wow.
idea.
Yes.
But yeah, no, Alex Toussaint's one of the top cyclist teachers there, and he has this mentality of activating your greatness, and it's really important to look at every situation for every single person. Is that you have to find what it takes to activate your greatness, and that could be things that maybe are hurdles in your life, things that maybe you're not prepared enough for. And so there's a lot of ways that we can activate our greatness, and his book talks a lot about that. So big, I want to recommend that to everyone because I feel like this is the thing: everyone has this opportunity to be great, and some of it People think that that they need to get confidence from someone else, that they need to get gratification from someone else. But at the end of the day, it really starts with you. It starts with your routines. It starts with, uh, what are you doing to better yourself? Are you setting your goals for yourself? There's a lot of things that you can do to activate your greatness. And yeah, highly recommend this book. He's such a great motivational coach, and I'm so glad that he put it to paper.
Well, thank you for that. I recommended book, Mr. Brian. I can. What would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
To be like me, man, I don't know if anyone wants to be like me, Daniel.
Who knows?
I mean, if look, if you wanna be kind and compassionate and loving and all that stuff, then you can be like me. If you wanna
Yes.
be goofy and not take life too seriously, be like me. But, if you also wanna be prepared and you wanna be have a strong mental mindset, have that kind of Mamba mentality as Kobe Bryant, always came up with, right?
Hmm.
Then you can, maybe you'll be like me. But I would say no, don't be like me. Be like yourself. Find what's great about yourself and unique and different, and make sure that you become the best version of you. Everyone's been blessed with multiple gifts in life and talents and the family and friends that are around them, the circumstances that they've been across. I mean, Alex Toussaint talks a lot about his circumstance growing up in the as a military kid and going through some rough times with being accepted, got into some pretty bad trouble, as a kid, and which led him to being put into like a military camp in a sense as a kid to be taught the rough way, as far as how to be disciplined in life. He hated it at the time when he was a kid, but he really enjoyed it because it really unlocked something for him later in life, which is, he's turned that all those negative circumstances into great ones. And so, yeah, I would say highly recommend this book. Definitely sit down and listen to or and read it or listen to it because I'm sure it's available on audio if you're not quite the reader. But this is something that I feel is really important for everyone to try to find a way to activate your greatness and be the best version of yourself that you can be. Stop, making what is it called when you comparisons. Stop making
Hmm.
comparisons to other people all the time. It's very easy, especially with social media, Daniel, that we see the best of everyone. We never see
Hmm.
the worst of everyone.
Yes.
And you think when you're going through a bad time, you're the only person that's going through that, but it's not true. So take a moment, get prepared, get mentally tough, and know that you can be the best version of yourself if you really, again, not to quote it too many times, but activate your greatness.
Yes, people activated and share to the world. Activated, please. And social media is truly, truly curated. So, people, don't compare yourself. So, Mr. Brian, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm
Yeah.
inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too. Comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 fourth season, and my baby podcast Law 101 and Bible verses 101, and of course, my mental health 101, love letters in fourth season, and movie 101 review, and music 101 in its fourth season, and science 101 and sex 101 in its second season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Brian, if Momentum becomes the success of your dreams of, what is the one thing you hope it will be remembered for changing in the digital content landscape?
If there was one thing I would say is to be known as the home of independent content. It's it's that's so important, not just for me. It's so important for filmmakers like my father, who was an independent filmmaker when I was growing up, to get that support that is so needed for up and coming creators, to have a home that they call the place they started, or a place that is just home for them. For users, again, to experience things that just unique and different, and something that's not always catered to them on say advertising or billboards or at the end or beginning of a movie they may watch in the theaters, because all that stuff's going to be big budget, big time stuff, big, studio movies. There are so many filmmakers that need your support and love. Go check out Momitu. I promise you're going to find a ton of them.
Yes, and Mr. Brian, I'm inviting you to please do come over on Movie One on review, and let's
Yeah.
review House of Horrors. I think it's something good because
Oh, House of Horrors. Yeah, it's our
yes,
collection of horror movies that we had for October. It's
yes,
still up, so people go check that out. If you love horror movies, we have a full collection of stuff that's across the board, from independent horror, stuff from Terror Films, that's a great partner of ours. We have a great selection of Asian cinema,
there's a
the
lot.
Asian horror that is phenomenal, stuff from Korea and Japan and Hong Kong and Thailand and Vietnam. We have stuff from all over the place. And of course, one of the most popular section that we have is our classics. There's a ton of
Classic.
great classic horror that's out there that really kind of the backbone of what cinema is today. So go check that out. I just did a podcast episode with Taylor Hale, who was the winner of Big Brother 24, and she actually chose for our movie review section Night of the Living Dead. So that is on Momi too. Halloween is on Momi too. There's so many great titles that we have. So go check it out. And Daniel, it sounds like there's probably like 10 other podcasts that I need to do with you, because I loved every single topic. Movies, food,
Let's,
mental
let's,
toughness. I love it. Let's do it all. Let's do all those
yes.
episodes.
Please do come over, Mr. Brian, and looking forward for our fruitful episodes. So, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world.
Hey, ba 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 ba.
Yes, the audience loves you, Mr. Brian. And can you please invite our listeners to support Mumetu and any projects that you're doing right now?
Please do. Yeah, the best thing you can do is go to our website, mometu.com. That's mometu.com, to learn everything you can about where to find Momitu, where you can download it for free. Again, like I mentioned, your Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple and Android devices, that you can find us there. If you want to follow us along on social media, go to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube. You can find us there at free Momi2, because Momi2 is free. Very simple and very easy to way to remember that. If you want to follow along with my journey as a podcaster, then follow me on Instagram or TikTok at Momi2 Podcast for the More For Me and You podcast. Download us, obviously, where all podcasts exist. If you're listening to this right now, you can find us on that platform, I promise. And again, one of the journeys that I'm really excited about is supporting the college filmmakers, the up and coming, the next generation of filmmakers, with the Momitu College Film Fest, which again you can find on Instagram at Momitu College Film Fest. Joke us out there, but again, you can find all of the information you're looking for about Momitu on momitu.com.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Bryan Louzil, because if you support him, for sure, more and more empowering movies will rise. So, Mr. Bryan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you again as well. Appreciate it.
More to come, people. See you soon.